Hey guys, investors don't want to fall into the trap that all pot stocks are poised to succeed. That's simply not true. In fact, I would argue that right now, this is potentially the most dangerous time ever to be a cannabis investor.
I'm in danger.
And you don't want to find yourself betting the farm. Legalization is a guaranteed winner for everyone. Hi, I'm Matthew Carr, Chief Trend Strategist at the Oxford Club. Thank you for watching this episode of Market Trends. If you're new here, be sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss out on my best trading ideas, which I share here each and every week. So, over the past year, shares of many cannabis companies have more than doubled. In fact, the North American Marijuana Index, made up of both US and Canadian companies, is up 186% in the past 12 months. And that's even after that massive 52.3% pullback we've seen in the index since February 10th. So here's the deal. What the US federal government decides to do in the coming months, and that's either to decriminalize, deschedule, legalize medicinal, legalize the whole kit and caboodle, or do absolutely nothing, will have these profound impacts on the industry and investors. So right now, at the moment, we have 18 states that allow for adult use or recreational and 36 that allow for medicinal. But cannabis companies recently got some good news as the House, just days ago, passed the Secure and Fair Enforcement or Safe Banking Act. Now, this bill would enable banks and other financial institutions to provide the same services every other industry in this country enjoys to cannabis companies. Right? And that's without the fear of federal prosecution. So this was a lopsided victory for cannabis, with the House voting 321 to 101. And maybe even more important, over half of all House Republicans voted in support of the Safe Banking Act, right? So the number of yays that we got this year were very similar to when the bill passed the House back in late 2019, before it was eventually stalled in the Senate. This time, though, the prospects are much different, right? So Democrats have the majority in both the House and the Senate. So the prospect for the Safe Banking Act actually clearing its next hurdle, being the Senate, is much brighter than in the past. But the good news for cannabis companies doesn't start there, because at the same time, Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer, along with Senators Cory Booker and Ron Wyden, are crafting their own comprehensive cannabis reform bill. And I imagine this will probably look to deschedule cannabis from the Controlled Substances Act. They're keeping the guts of the bill confidential, for whatever reason. But I will say all three of them introduced their own bills in 2019 that each individually sought to deschedule cannabis from the CSA. So that's great. So now these legislative steps are very positive for cannabis companies, especially if we can get to allowing interstate commerce and also getting rid of 280E from applying to cannabis companies. But with that being said, I don't think all cannabis companies are a buy right now. So I want to talk about one that, for me, I would avoid. First and foremost, it is one of the most widely held stocks on Robinhood, and that company is Sundial Growers. So look, I get it. It's a penny stock, and it got caught up in the whole Reddit frenzy. And penny stocks and social media stocks are very attractive to younger investors. And over the past several months, I've been asked about this company. And when it was trading above $3 back in February, I thought it was just crazy pants. I was like, there's no reason this company should be trading that high. Now, shares have since pulled back really sharply, but let me air what I don't like about this trade, because it's not, I'm not just like bashing just Reddit trades. So first off, this is a Canadian company. I have no problems with Canadian companies, but if you are trying to use this as a play on the American cannabis market, that is incorrect. Canadian companies can sell some beverages like Afria with Sweetwater, or they can do like CBD products like Canopy's Martha Stewart product line, but that's pretty much it, right? They're not selling flower because the TSX restricts Canadian cannabis companies from operating in countries where it's still illegal at the federal level. And in the United States, cannabis is still considered a Schedule I drug. It is still illegal at the federal level. Next, the company's sales are on the decline. 2020 revenue fell 10% to $73.3 million. First quarter 2021 revenue is expected to decline 52.5% to $10.65 million. What I don't like about that setup even more is the company is valued at $1.4 billion. So that's a huge disparity between market cap and the sales that it's bringing in. It's not bringing in annual sales of over $100 million, which for a lot of the bigger players in the industry, they're bringing in more than $100 million per quarter. So that entire setup, that we have a Canadian company that's an illogical play on U.S. legalization, sales are on the decline. The fact that shares is trading 495 million shares per day, has a float of 1.65 billion shares. That's just way too liquid. This is a super, super unattractive play in my book. Now, with that in mind, the company that I would avoid, I do have an exciting project coming up, America's Legalization Summit, which will take place April 27th at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I will be discussing the massive opportunity in the U.S. cannabis market. I think we could see a change at the federal level as early as this year, maybe in the next coming weeks or months. And I'll also be sharing details about my #1 cannabis value stock to buy. So click the link in the description below to reserve your spot for this free virtual event on April 27th at 8 p.m. Best of all, like I said, this webinar is free to attend. Anyone is welcome, and everyone will come out of it with some actionable takeaways. Well, I'm Matthew Carr, Chief Trend Strategist for the Oxford Club. Thank you for watching this episode of Market Trends. Until next week, here's to high returns.